Greetings. This is Skylar Saunders Singh. What's current? I'm gonna get the ads out of the way because I want to make sure I get to this story because this is big for me. This is my second favorite group of all time, rap group of all time. But we have to get to the ads. My main man Pang, he has a website called lifestrongapparel.com. LifeStrongApparel.com. There you will find fitness gear. You will find all sorts of different sea moss infused fruits. I've tried the blueberry. It's banging. I haven't tried anything much else, but I'm sure that it is just as tasty. Salute to Rick James in the room. I see you there, sir. So go to lifestrongapparel.com. Tell them that the goofy guy Skylar Saunders sent you. Also, check out BEEJACKSON 4578, I think, or 5478. Excuse me. Let me start that over again. BEEJACKSON 5478. That's the right one. Or just B Jackson to keep it simple. B Jackson on YouTube. He's got near beer. He's got sardines on the grill. He's got fried chicken. You missed that part, Rick James. The fried chicken. So definitely enjoy that. Enjoy him on YouTube. Tell him that the goofy guy Skylar Saunders sent you. Also, you have Spirit Smooth Tunes. SPIRITSMOOTHTUNES on YouTube. You have all kinds of songs and different tunes from Peebo Bryson, Whitney Houston, the Gap Band, the Fatback Band, Earth, Wind and Fire, and other acts, just Kim and Najee. Quiet Storm and Slow Jams and Smooth Jazz. They all are comprised in the catalog. So make sure you check them out. Have your significant other for a romantic evening by the fireplace with rose petals and some champagne or something like that. Be nice. Tell them that the goofy guy Skylar Saunders sent you. Also, look at Dot Focus, DOTFOCUS _ It's on twitch.tv. So it's twitch.tv/DOTFOCUS _ Dot Focus. So make sure you enjoy that and tell them that the goofy guy Skylar Saunders sent you. Also, if you would like to sponsor or advertise on my show, go to SKYLERSAUNDERS@gmail.com. We can work out a little, whatever the issue may be. It's going to be in the three figures. Definitely going to be in the three figures. We're talking about some serious promotion here. I have thousands of views a month, so it's not like I'm just play time. This is serious business, my business. So if you want to have your work out there like Pang and Dot Focus and Smooth Tunes and B Jackson, they've all paid three figures, at least three figures and more, actually. But they've all paid their dues. So if you would like to advertise, make sure you get your money in order. Also, if you would like to join Skylar's 100 Club, that's $100 a month. Every month, doesn't carry over. Doesn't mean you had $99 this month, and then when the next month you want to have $1. No, it doesn't work like that. It's $100 a month, each month with no rollover. So definitely check into that. Make sure you enjoy that. I think I'm clear. I think I'm good. Now I can get into the heart, the meat, the strength of this story I have today. The Clipse, my second favorite group of all time. I'm trying to think of a top 5 best duos. I'm trying to think about a 5 like, I guess without the late great DJ Run DJ of Rum DMC, DJ God damn it! What the hell's going on right now? Hold on. I'm gonna get to Outkast. Hold on. Give me a minute. God damn, what's that? Hold on. I have to do this. This is crazy. Okay. Jam Master Jay, Jesus Christ. That's how crazy my brain works. Like it's wild. Like I'll be thinking about one thing and then the next thing comes in and I'm like, oh shit, I done forgot what the goddamn name is. But the late great DJ Jam Master Jay. I mean, if you don't count him, that if you don't count them as a trio, just as MCs as a duo, that's my top five. My top five. Five is Run DMC because they're technically just two MCs. Technically. Number four, UGK. Number three, Mobb Deep. Number two, Outkast. Excuse me, Clipse. Number one, Outkast. But today's all about the Clipse, so I have Clipse on my brain. I have Clipse on my mind. They have a new album coming out. I'm excited as hell. I remember when it was back in 2002, 2001, 2002, somewhere around there, and they had Grinding. Everybody was going crazy. That's all you could hear in the lunchroom tables was. That's all you heard. That same beat, boom, 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 ding, 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 and like just the rawest lyrics. Patty cake. I'm the bakers, man. I bake them cakes as fast as I can. Like everybody knows he's not talking about baking, baking like bunt cakes or something like that. He's talking about flipping that raw, flipping cocaina. So I always enjoyed their stories. They had great presence. Their brothers. I always thought that was cool. That was what's up. So the Clipse definitely. I can't wait. I showed I've seen video of Pharrell rocking out to the various songs that have been played. I don't think it has a title yet. And they don't have a release date even. But I'm just excited because the album I didn't really listen to Lord Willin'. See, my memory is crazy. Lord Willin' was their debut album, and I was like, this is tough. I mean, Grinding's on it, and they have the remix to Grinding. And they have a few other cuts. They have Comedy Central with Fabulous. They had some strong cuts on there, but I didn't really get into Clipse heavy until they had singles. Until they had What Happened to That Boy with Baby, and that was probably one of Baby's best efforts on the mic. I don't know if it was written for him or if he wrote the lyrics, but his delivery was on point. It was the truth. So next is like a very weird period of time for the Clipse from 2003 to 2006 when nothing much was happening. They didn't have a new single. They didn't have a new album out. They were waiting on other people that they might have had a feature here and there, but they didn't have they had like I think what was it Baller Block, was that it? Let me make sure. Quarterbacking Clipse with E40. One of my favorite rappers, E40. Definitely. So they had, different tracks, out, but they weren't really satisfied. They weren't too happy with where they were. This was in 2003. So it took to 2004. I think they showed up in the Snoop Dogg video. It's a party in here, 4 people. Woo! Well, it's not a super party. Super party's like 5 or 6. That's when it gets to a real party. But yeah. So they had their whole careers on lock because of label drama going back and forth. I don't know what happened with Star Trek. I thought that was their label imprint. I thought that was what they were working with, but I think they were on Arista, then they were on Jive, and Jive was not messing with them too hard. They're like, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll push your album later, whatever. But I'm gonna see. Let me see something. It was released on a Re-Up, Star Trek, and Jive. So on the same record label, they said to the fans, "I'm sorry, but the crackers weren't playing fair at Jive." So they were talking about their own label on their own disc. This is a CD, by the way, about it, so you can call it a disc. So they were talking about their own label at the same time that the label released the music. The crackers weren't playing fair at Jive. That's kind of funny, but there's lines like been 2 years since I was paddy wagon cruising. The streets is yours, a dust cap and a kazoo. And I was just assuming you keep the coke moving. But I got one question: y'all been doing? And he's just he was that was Pusha T, aka Terrence Thornton, Terror, his former name Terror, and let me see. Gene, no malice of the Clipse. He has the opposite hand in the Clipse. They make up two praying hands. This is for the mystics. He's completely mystical, completely. He wants to show that God is everything. You know, Pusha T's like, I believe in God, but it's not that serious. But Gene, no malice, Thornton is definitely one of the few hip hop heads that has crossed into that fire of going towards gospel rap. Not a lot of people are very successful. One of the most successful is obviously Ye. He had Jesus Walks as a single, so that song was being played in strip clubs. Just imagine at the strip club, Jesus walks up, Jesus walks, and then the girl's going around the pole. Had to happen somewhere at some time. Maybe Magic City, maybe the Booby Trap, maybe I don't know. It had to have happened at least once. Jesus walks at the strip club because he says even the strippers, Jesus walks with them. But back to the Clipse. The Clipse, my second favorite behind Outkast, second favorite duo. So I think that they're probably the finest cocaine rappers of all time. I would say that just strictly cocaine. Like Pusha T he probably is worth a key in cocaine or money. I mean the way he has demonstrated his career, his trajectory, and his content is pretty much all cocaine. It's all crack rap. It's all cocaine rap. He has a few songs, of course. One where he's impersonating kind of like Mace. He uses like Mace's flow, but otherwise than that, he's not really like focused on anything but cocaine. So I go on to say, Hell Hath No Fury is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's so mean, it's so nasty, it's so dark, it's so rough, it's so real, it's so just raw, and I mean that in a lot of ways. It's got that backing to it. It's got a hell of a lot of it's conscious in a way, and it's deep because Pusha T does give you that gospel rap kind of connotations. He says with these John P. Keys and sounds of crackness. Like John P. Key is a pastor and a musician. He's a choir leader, and very few people will catch that reference. Not a lot of white girls living in Miami Beach are gonna say like, "Oh, what was that? I didn't hear that. I don't know what he's talking about." John P. Key, who's that? Like they don't really catch that too hot. But he said John P. Keys and he sounds of crackness, and that goes back to sounds of blackness, which is very influenced by gospel, very influenced by the word of the Lord. But that even as an atheist like myself, I can enjoy and understand the relationship between what the brothers Thornton have concocted on their various efforts. And it's like you gotta go remember. I'm going back a little bit. I'm going back to Lord Willing. There's a song on there called "When the Last Time," and that is a song that Pusha T absolutely hates. The Pusha Man, he hates that song. If you ever play that song, it better be as a gag. It better be just as a joke. He hates that song because it's so commercial, and so regular, and so poppy, and he didn't want to have that poppiness to it. He wanted to have that rawness, that ruggedness, that strength behind his music. So that just goes along with that fact. I think it is imperative that we have a talk about Ma, I don't love her. Listen to her words. They're trying to spill some love birds, but that's not it. See, I can say all that, but I'm not going to say too much. It's a copyright. So got one person in here. I think that's Rick James. Could be wrong, but anyway, yeah. So they have a catalog. They have a catalog. At least they have a catalog. They have 3 albums under them. I'm gonna get to the 3rd album. Well, sir, I only see 1. So check. Refresh the page. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, Pusha T and Gmail. No Mouse had a few of his own albums out, and this all occurred after the 3rd album, which was like it didn't do well. Like Hell Hath No Fury didn't do well. As Lord Willing shipped 1 million albums. It didn't necessarily sell 1 million albums, but it shipped 1 million albums. So that counts as technically a platinum album. Hell Hath No Fury sold like 178,000 copies, or like 314,000 copies. I don't know how many exactly. Let me make sure. It sold 78,000 in the first week, and this is before the streaming and everything like that. So, as is only sold about over 200,000 copies in the United States. So it's not like a platinum record. So when you see them with their gold chains and their platinum chains and stuff like that, just be reminded, it's probably not coming from rap. I'm just saying. Do they have other ventures? I don't think they have it. I think it's defunct now. But they had Play Clothes without the E in clothes. It looks like Play Cloths, but it's Play Clothes. Yeah, so let's get to the 3rd album. 3rd album. Oh my God, what the hell's wrong with me? I can't. My memory is like shit. It's not even funny. Till the Casket Drops. God damn. Till the Casket Drops. Yes. When you have different ideas come together, and some of them work, some of them benefit. This was almost like their experimental phase. They had an idea where they were going to say, all right, we're going to have new producers come through. We're going to have more collaborations. I don't think they had one. They had one collaboration, I think, on Hell Hath No Fury. That was, God damn. I swear to God. Oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy. Well, they had a few. And I really want to look forward to this. They had Bilal and Pharrell, Slim Thug, Ab Liva, and Roscoe P. Cochain. I want to talk about this. He just got released from prison a few years ago. And I would love to see him on this new album. I hope he's on this new album. That would be tremendous. That would be out of just this world. That'd be great. Roscoe P. Cochain and Ab Liva. If they were on this album, because they weren't. It used to be Re-Up Gang 4. It used to be No Malice, Pusha T, Ab Liva, and Sandman. Sandman they had a little issue with. They didn't really, jive that well. So he was pretty much kicked out of Re-Up Gang, but Ab Live still has bars. This is what the thing is with bars and making money in the industry, kids. Most of the rappers can rap their ass off, like strong, like do a lot, like really, really rap. Ab Live is one of those people that can really, really rap. Even Sandman. Sandman was one of my favorite rappers. Slide out the suicide doors. Like I'm blinking like baby with all my ish on. All like what? You pussies all to eat. I'm on the just I'm a Bischoff. My dream team works for team like Eric Bischoff. From the tip off to kickoff, my BVs escalates like kickoffs. I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. I'm messing it up, but he had some bars. He had lines. So we have to really look at that. We have to look at that. I want to see Ab Live and Roscoe P. Cochain on this album. They have to make up for, being lost and not really being factors that are really relevant or factors in the game. Pusha T has been relevant and a factor in the game. He has had battles with the number one hit maker in the world, Drake. There's no denying that. And then, Kendrick Lamar actually take his head off at the end of it. But something like that. But I think it's very important to realize that. It's very important to understand that, to really get that, to see what is the truth and what is reality with the Clipse. And like I said, they Pusha T hates, till the casket drops. He doesn't like one song on there, possibly because he salutes his nigga Tony, and Tony Rat, he became a snitch, and then Pusha T flipped on it. He was like, "What? Man, I gotta make a song about it, man. Snitch. Sorry, nigga. I'm just trying to come home." That's how it came out. He was talking about Tony, his Tony, his homie, his ace. Then he flipped on him and turned state's evidence, as they say. But I'm not mad at him that he snitched. That's what it is. That's part of the game. If you're gonna snitch, you're gonna snitch. That's what it is. But so you fast forward, Pusha's got a string of albums that he comes out with, and it's all on it's all on the line. So there's definitely a lot of history there. He's dropped multiple albums. He came out with Fear of God 2, Let Us Pray, My Name Is My Name, King Push, Darkest Before Dawn, Daytona, which is excellent. It's Almost Dry, which is excellent. He debuted at the top. He was number 1. His brother, on the other hand, kind of struggled musically. He didn't have the same kind of success, but he did stay true to himself. He had Hear Ye Him and a mixtape with Lecrae, a gospel rapper called Church Clothes. And Let the bury the dead. Let the dead bury the dead. Not too successful as much as his brother, but he's got money automatically. He's from the sales from his other albums and stuff like that. So it's not anything surprising. But that's the whole goal of that. That's the whole idea behind that. Thank you, Riles. I appreciate the drop, sir. Now you got to make the obligatory share. I like the obligatory share, but I really appreciate you being a sponsor or advertiser. But you got to do the obligatory share, sir. I would appreciate that very much. I really do appreciate that. I'm not playing. I'm not kidding. I do. I appreciate the like, but yeah. So I would much appreciate the shares. That's what. That's where the money is, and sharing, letting this guy know that this girl know that he knows that she knows that we know that all of us know all about this show. That's how it gets blown up. Because the likes are cute. Likes are nice. They're not bad. I'm not mad at the likes. It helps out with the algorithm. But I'm not in that base where it's like 1,000 likes, 100,000, 10,000 likes, 100,000 likes, 1,000,000 likes. That's when the algorithm really notices you. Like, whoa, wait. With like 7 likes, that's cute. That's nothing though. But I appreciate you though. Thank you very much. But yeah, so Clipse, they are my second favorite behind Outkast as a duo in hip hop. Like I said, Hell Hath No Fury it's just mean. It's just so angry and dark and dismal, and not to mean that darkness means death, but this is one of the rare occasions where death is a result of the darkness. And there's like light song. There's light songs on it too that you can jam to, and singles like What It Do, Wamp Wamp. They got their singles like that. All I want to do is ride around shining while I can afford it, putting like ice on my neck so I don't get nauseous. Float around in the greatest of Porsches. Feel like a 12 whack when I'm on 12 horses and I'm behind my that be the click. Man, that just one of my favorite rhymes of all time. Through winter through the summer, cause that's what it costs me when I'm shoveling the snowman. Call me Frosty Lover. Like, I just love that. And then, Ab Live gets on the track and he just destroys it. And it's a beautiful thing, to see, the brothers reunited. It wasn't like they had black blood. They just, first of all, Ye went way left or way off the screen. He went way out of bounds. Like, he was like, Meta World Peace. I can't think of his actual name. I can just think of Meta World Peace jumping into the crowd in I think it was Detroit, and that's what Ye did. That's exactly what he did. He just went bonkers. He went crazy. I'm crazy. I have bipolar disorder like he does, but it's a difference. I never went off the screen. But he definitely did. So Pusha T was like, "Yeah, I'm on good music. It's good music. It's good music." Then he was like, "Okay, yay, you flipped the script when you said something about the Jewish community. You can't do that. Let's not have that." So Pusha was like, "You know what? Let me just distance myself from this man because he's definitely on some other ish. I'm not even messing with him like that." So we have to take that into account. We have to really see that. But out of the three, of course, out of the 3 albums, Lord Willing, Hell Hath No Fury, and Till the Casket Drops, I rank them. Third place is Lord Willing to me. Second place is Till the Casket Drops, and first place is Hell Hath No Fury. They just they just gel. They meet, and I don't mean that that was like a pun because they use gel and when they talk about selling coke, but the consistency of both of them actually, and the fact that no Mouse of the Clipse, he maintained his idealism for being a narrator and a storyteller and a story shower. That's one of the best things you can possibly be. And he does it through the lens of faith, not knocking it. Just, I'm an atheist. I can still understand where he's coming from, though. Yeah. And they have a very different background. They didn't have to sell crack. That wasn't like, Yeah, man, I was in the streets and I had to get my weight up because I had to feed my family. I had to feed my daughter. I had to feed my son. I had to, feed my parents. I had to feed my little sister. It wasn't like that for them. They were getting, Jordans and sneakers and Adidas and whatever the case might be, and some chain, a chain, and buying Toyotas and Hondas for their girlfriends, stuff like that. It wasn't like they came from a broken home. They had two of their at the time. They had both parents in the home, so they definitely represent something that is totally radical, totally different, and totally awesome. So salute to the Clipse, my second favorite group of all time. All right, second half of the show. Y'all know what time it is. It's got one person in here. Rick James is gonna say, but there's 30 people I see. There's 400 people I see. Bezel Cantillo, of course. Vessel Control, y'all know part 2. Vessel Control part 2. If you go on to vocal.media, you can look it up. You can go to if you go to Google and put in Vessel Control part 2, it should go in. Yep. It's at the top of the ranking. If you just provide that same link. That link goes straight there if you type it in correctly. No, I do not want people ignoring part 1. Read part 1. That gives you context for the characters. Is part 1 like the prologue? I wouldn't say it's a prologue. It just stands on its own. They each stand on their own. It's like The Godfather and Godfather 2. I may even come with a Vessel Control part 3, but so far it's Godfather and Godfather part 2. So don't ignore the part 1, but acknowledge definitely part 2 because I'm in the running. This is for competition. This is a competition to be a gold winner. I want to see if that can happen for me. If that's at all possible. So I just wanted to break down a few references. I haven't finished the book, but I did see the mini series, Catch 22. That inspired me a lot. The ending of that, if you ever saw the George Clooney, I think he produced it, but he acts in it as well. Catch 22. There's a scene in it towards the end, and it kind of like I really was arresting. It was very arresting. So I think it was Christopher Abbott. That's the other guy. Christopher Abbott. He plays Yossarian. I'm currently reading the book, but he plays Yossarian, and he has a role that is similar to what happens in Vessel Control Part 2, 2, 2, 2. So we have to definitely take that into account. So definitely do not ignore part 1. I have a theory about Vessel Control number 2. It's part 2, sir. Get it right. God damn it. You don't have to confess to it. What am I confessing to? What do you mean? And also, another one was Gattaca. Gattaca has a similar ending. The theory. Okay. I think it was Illinois. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know what that means. You got to get your spelling correct, sir. I don't know what that, if you meant to write that or not. I have no idea what that is. Intentional? Is that what you mean? If it was intentional, you think it was in Renonia. On the dust, I'm assuming. I'm just gonna suspect that you're on the dust. But intentional. So thank you. I was just making sure. I was like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Slow down when you type. If you can't type that fast, if you can't, I mean, I've been there. I'm not trying to, clown you. I type off stuff and like, damn, I didn't mean to put that extra character. I didn't mean to put that extra vowel. I didn't mean to say that. And I have to go back and tell them what I really meant. I'm not trying to clown you. I'm just trying to straighten you out a little bit. So I am very, pleased with the reception I've received. My theory is you wrote the story to go along with the hit song "Ground Control" to Major Tom. No, I didn't. But if you want to say that, you can. But I did not. I did not, to be honest. But that's a good. Now that I think about it, and also Elton John's Rocket Man. Elton John's Rocket Man and David Bowie's Major Tom. They both have an idea. I have 0 people right now. This was good about broadcast, rebroadcast land. I have 0 people in here with 8 likes. There are 8 people that came in and gave a like but didn't stay around. That's fine too. There's always gonna be one because that's Rick James. Rick James, I appreciate you, sir. But that is a great theory. That's not a bad theory at all. But it's not, what I had in mind. I had in mind, to be honest, Yosarian and Catch-22 and Jude Law's character and Gattaca. So that's just me. So I definitely appreciate the response that I've received, and they're going at it right now. The judges are looking at all the stories. I think there's like hundreds or thousands of submissions. Okay, here we go. You know the theory about seeking Dark Side of the Moon with Wizard of Oz? I think you can read the story at the same amount of time as listening to the full song. That could be true, but there are like it's not exact. It's not exact, but there are certain elements where the songs play in great succession or great timing with Wizard of Oz on Dark Side of the Moon. So I mean, I've tried that before. I thought it was really cool. It really worked. I mean, for the most part, then it like kind of peters out a little bit. It doesn't really work towards the end. But when it first comes on, like when they goes to who the director is, I think it's Victor Fleming. Like when it goes like that, it was like perfectly on director Victor Fleming. So that's what I think is also is awesome. So I think that was a good guess, but it's not the truth. Wasn't the truth. But I think there were multiple directors on Wizard of Oz. I think there were. I'm gonna read part 1 and try to sync it up with another one. Okay, another song, I guess. Okay, do what you got to do. Just and tell like 10 other people at the same time about Vessel Control Part 2. That would warm my mind. That would help out tremendously. That'd be a great boon for me. That'd be a great boost for me. I'm gonna say it now. It's stiff competition. They always have somebody that comes out and just like blows everybody away. I'm just putting it in because I'm saying mine is the best. I have to say mine is the best. If you don't say yours is the best, then you're not trying to win. I think I got that from Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson said, he has to be better than Jordan, and that's why he crossed him up and shot that that from the little bit from the arc from the elbow. He shot that shot, and it went in. He crossed over on Jordan and put up the shot. That's the mentality you have to put into everything. Now Iverson is nowhere near Jordan. Nowhere near Jordan. He got one MVP and no chips or anything, no championships, no whatever. But he had to have the mentality that he could beat Jordan at least one time. I think the Sixers might have beat the Bulls that night, but no matter what, he had Jordan almost on skates one time. So, who's your number one competition? Me. I look in the mirror and I say I'm the number one competition. Is your number one competition a short story about a girl and her goldfish drowning? Can a goldfish drown? Is that possible? I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds like Franny and Zoe though. That sounds like uh catching the Rye. Goddamn! Oh my god, I cannot remember shit. J.D. Salinger. There is no God, but thank God for the internet because I would never be able to do this. J.D. Salinger. That's like a J.D. Salinger story, actually. But anyway, like I was saying, you have to think of yourself as the best. You can't just say, "Oh well, I kind of want to win. Maybe I could a little bit." You have to acknowledge people that win. You have to say they won and you lost, or you didn't win the top prize, and you have to acknowledge that. But at the same time, you have to tell yourself that you are the best, that no one is better than you. Thoughts on where the wild things are. Maybe later. Right now, we're talking about Vessel Control Part 2. Vessel Control Part 2 is all about trust, honesty, honor, dignity, all these things put together. That's all it's about. So we have to acknowledge that fact. That's what it's all about. It's all about trust, honesty, dignity, and honor. And it all comes into fruition at the end when you see what happens to Rear Admiral Rodney Carr. You'll see what happens. You'll see the exchange between the two of them, and that's the beauty of the story. You'll see the exchange between the Admiral and Melita, Captain Melita. You'll see that, and that's gonna be apparent throughout. And that's why I always try to strive for. I've written just 2 stories just to see if I can get in with the other admissions and submissions. Excuse me, submissions. I have a crush on the Hispanic girl. I like Hispanics. Yeah, Melita Vereen. Yeah, she's got green eyes. She's got brown skin. I like Hispanic girls, Hispanic women as well. You have to be precise. Hispanic women, I like. But I don't know how they even came up with girls. Like, what is this? Girls? It's not. They're women. Like, does that take away? Is that what femininity is? Is that what feminism is? The difference between a girl and a woman. Because if they put on, the neon signs, women, will people not, be attracted so much as saying that they're girls? Like, it's weird. It's kind of weird. I just thought of that. But I envision her to be well endowed. Well, maybe. We'll see. Maybe in the movie. I'm going to make a movie of it one day, maybe. Who knows? I think it's because of the Motley Crue song. Yeah, girls, girls, girls. Yeah, but it was before Motley Crue. This is probably during the 30s and 40s, and in the 50s and 60s, definitely, and then the 70s and 80s, absolutely. So we have to remember that there was a time period where, since neon was invented and was used, they put girls, 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 XXX, topless, stuff like that. They should cast Salma Hayek to play her in the movie. Hey, if I could afford Salma Hayek, that'd be awesome. She's not cheap. She's not, running the mill. She's an A-lister, so that would be amazing. If I could do an aside, she was in the movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, Dogma, with Chris Rock, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, um, written and directed, I think, by Kevin Smith, George Carlin. There was a whole lot of people in that movie. So I definitely enjoyed that one. It's one of my favorite movies, but it's not uh oh my god, it's not the same thing as what I'm talking about right now. It's not the same thing, which is, of course, Vessel Control Part 2. No, Dogma. It's totally different. No, not with John Travolta. It's Dogma, Dogma. That's just an aside. I'm all talking about uh, Vessel Control Part 2. If you just put in Vessel Control Part 2 on Google, you will find my story. This is the weird, goofy, I don't understand. But I'm not mad yet because it's going to drop probably today. But it was like I can say what it was. Let me see. I can definitely say what it is. It went up to 40, all the way up to 40, then down to 22, then down to 18, then down to 15, then down to 13, then it shot up double 26. I don't know how this works. I have no idea how. I haven't been. This is my only hustle. I haven't been on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Uh, it's so easy to say Twitter. I hate how it was called X, because Twitter just flows off the brain so quickly. I was on X, like you were on ecstasy, like it's so goofy, and X is always associated with adult material, so it's hard to even say what the case is there. So you know what I mean. That's why they say Twitter/X, and maybe a day where it's kind of like the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. You know, like Prince. So, but I haven't been on X or Facebook or Instagram or anything other than this precise show. I don't know if this precise show is helping or aiding, but it went from 13 to 26 in a day. It's probably going to drop down to 4 today on today. You know, but that's okay as long as it's real. I can take that. I just have to work hard, smarter. I just have to work a lot smarter and memorize things and remember things in my brain. That's what it's about. Having the ability to remember things. That's why I don't mess with marijuana. I don't want to ever mess with marijuana until I'm maybe 110 years old. Maybe if I'm 110, then I'll do heroin and marijuana and cocaine and all that. Because first of all, I don't have much time left, so why not? And by that time it'll be legal. Hopefully, I think it will be. I'm pretty sure it will be by that time. If I make it to 110, but yeah. So I'm not gonna play around with that. I'm gonna keep that together. So Vessel Control Part 2. That's my whole statement right now. Vessel Control Part 2. Always with Vessel Control Part 2. Look at the beautiful rendering by Kurt DZ. And I think it's designs by DZ at gmail.com. I think it's with a Z, designs, DEZIGNZ by DZ. I think it's designed by, is it designed by? Hold on, I can check this real quick. Hold on. I gotta check this real quick. I can see what it is real quick. Designed by DZ. DESIGNBYDZ at gmail.com. So I didn't mess it up this time. I messed it up earlier. But designed by DZ. He's a great artist. He owns this particular layout by via AI. It's an excellent. It's like he does this all the time. It's not even funny. I don't ever have to say, well, could you? I may have done it like once, but I don't ever say, could you go back and like retouch that? Can you just have that, done in a different way? This is exactly what I envisioned. This is what I pictured. I really do appreciate him. Definitely appreciate what he does. So, Vessel Control Part 2. All about honor, trust, dignity. That's what it's all about. Honor, trust, and dignity. And it's like you're saying something without saying something. That's one of the best parts that I was able to do. Pat on the back. I was not saying like, oh, why are you, I didn't go that far. And I'm just saying that I didn't go that far. All I said was, don't get sappy. You see what happens. Thank you very much for this 35th anniversary dinner. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now I got to be out of here. And we'll see what happens when I get out of here and go to a different part of the ship. So, or the vessel is a better for saying. But this all hinges upon the idea that I had in the first place. I think they like that because I think other people now have said, "Oh, I'm gonna do it in space. I'm gonna do it in space. I'm gonna do like space opera or whatever, some kind of story in space." I think they kind of saw that in the first iteration, in the first one where I had, and people just like that, just latched onto it, and they're like, "Okay, let's do that." Okay, Rick James. He's definitely got some double entendres going in here. He's saying it's fun to do it in space. Little bit of an adult on double entendre there. I can see that happening. But I definitely am enchanted, and I just wanted. It's Friday. I'm. This is probably gonna be I think this definitely will be my last Friday promoting this because the different the winners will be announced on September 5th. So that'll be it. That'll be gone. There'll be no more chances to see if I can get as many viewers as possible or readers as possible. I will always say viewers. I stay on YouTube and Rever.com. That's a long time ago. Rever.com. That's going back over a decade ago, almost 2 decades ago. But if that was around, if Rever was around now, goddamn, nigga. YouTube, oh, well, you have to get so many followers. Oh, well, you got to have so many hours watched. Oh, you have so many people following you. Oh, man, Rever was like, look, you put up a video, if niggas watch it, you getting paid. And that's probably the reason why they went under. Because YouTube really had the idea of, they were looking at you, Rever, like, they've got something there. We can compensate them for their efforts. And they had a payment program and it was similar to Rever, where they revolutionized the whole thing. First, it was like you would have so many views ticked off on, how many you would have, and that would translate to how many cents or dollars you generated, and then that would be a definite. But I like what Vocal does. Vocal is like that. Vocal is like Rever, and I think it's going to stay around a lot longer. It's been around for 7 years already, and I think it's going to be around for more. It's definitely going to be around for more because it's based on a financial agreement with the parent company created. And they're like, hey, if you put up content, if you put up and you get reads, you're going to get paid. I love that. I just like that. I mean, the principle of that, I haven't, achieved, monumental amounts of money, but I got a few dollars here and there, 4 figures. That's not bad. Not bad. No taxes, tax free. That's beautiful. So I'm not very angry with that. I really like that. So vessel control part 2. This is a definite. This is in the bag. This is all what's about. This is excellence. Yes, I am saying excellence on my own work because I'm that conceited, I'm that convinced, and I'm that confident. Just like Muhammad Ali, the greatest, because he said he was the greatest. If he didn't say he was the greatest, we were like, he's pretty good. He's not bad. He's kind of great. I guess. Maybe he's not great. I don't know. But he said, I'm the greatest. So what do you have? He's the greatest. Jay-Z, I'm the best rapper alive. And then Lil Wayne said, I'm the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. That was the first retirement of Jay-Z. I don't know if he's completely retired now, but he may have one more in the can. Vessel Control Part 2. It definitely, it's a breeze to read. It's like it's nothing you got to. What? I don't understand. I didn't write it for that. I wrote it for the story itself, as an end in itself. That's what Ayn Rand said. The story isn't even meant for entertainment. It's just an end in itself. That's what the whole goal is. That's what the whole goal of art is. Is that it is an end in itself. That's what makes things, better. That's what makes things more challenging, more understandable, greater. We have to acknowledge that. We have to see that in our lives. Because we don't get the chance every time to do that. But we can do that in art. That's the beautiful thing about art and artistry. Is that we can live these lives and talk with these people and say things and bring people back from the dead and put words in their mouths and actions and their feet and their arms and their limbs and their mind. That's the beauty of art. We have that capacity. We have that initial understanding of ourselves. So Vessel Control Part 2 is definitely something that you must share. Share. That's the thing. It's like read. I read it. Did you share it? That's the main thing. Did you share it? That's cute that you read it. Thank you for the read. But I need you to share it so I can get more reads. Because that's the best thing. Somebody that reads it and shares it will share it with someone else, and someone will share it with someone else, and share it with someone else, and that whole chain just keeps going on and on and on and on. And that's the beauty of this whole entire system. That's the beauty of vocal. It spreads like the plague. Yeah, that's what they call it. Viral videos. That was the main thing. It was videos that go viral. That's one of the things that we say viral, even though that's usually a negative kind of connotation, but it's usually a positive connotation when you have millions or billions of views on a video. So I'm looking for that one time when vocal tips the point, when there's a tipping point where vocal goes from being I guess it's in a sense it's like a third or fourth rate website. It's still struggling. It doesn't have as many people following it because nobody knows what it is. And plus, you're doing work. You actually are writing. It's not just play time. It's like you're putting in work. You're not just shooting the shit, talking stuff. You're not just doing that. So that's just one to grow with. That's just one to understand. So Vocal is the best site for stories. I try to go on Medium. They want you to pay to read the stories. I don't think that's the same with Vocal. I doubt that. You don't have to pay to anything to read a story. Just to read a story doesn't make any sense. So I definitely am a champion of Vocal. And Vessel Control Part 2 is my masterpiece so far. I've had a lot of works, but this is my best work so far. I really enjoy it, and I hope you do too. So thank you very much. I'll see you sometime tomorrow. Take care.